Evolution is the process of change in all living things over time. It is the central concept in biology. It explains the diversity of life on Earth. From the smallest bacteria to the largest whales, all life shares a common ancestor. Evolution happens through a process called natural selection. Natural selection favors traits that help organisms survive. Organisms with these traits are more likely to reproduce. They pass these traits on to their offspring. Over long periods, these small changes accumulate. They lead to the development of new species. Understanding evolution is crucial. It helps us understand the relationships between different life forms. It also helps us understand how life has changed over millions of years. Evolution is not just a theory. It is supported by overwhelming evidence. This essay will explore some of this evidence. We will look at recent discoveries and debunk common misconceptions. Join me on a journey to understand the grand story of life on Earth. Vestigial organs are body parts that have lost their original function. These remnants of our evolutionary past provide compelling evidence for evolution. One example is the human appendix. It is a small finger-shaped pouch attached to the large intestine. In our ancestors, the appendix played a role in digesting plant material. Today, the appendix has no essential function in humans. It can even become inflamed and require surgical removal. Another example is the human tailbone, or coccyx. It is a remnant of the tail found in our primate ancestors. These vestigial organs are like echoes of the past. They tell a story of gradual change over millions of years. Some argue that vestigial organs do not prove evolution. They claim these organs still have unknown functions. However, the lack of a current function does not erase their evolutionary history. Vestigial organs remain powerful evidence for the process of descent with modification. Evolution works by modifying existing structures. It does not create perfect solutions from scratch. Vestigial organs are a testament to this process. They remind us of our connection to the vast history of life on Earth. Homology refers to the similarities in structure between different species. These similarities point to a shared evolutionary history. One striking example is the bone structure of vertebrate limbs. Whether it's the wing of a bat, the fin of a whale, or the arm of a human, the underlying bone structure is remarkably similar. This pattern is not a coincidence. It is a testament to our shared ancestry. These limbs evolved from a common ancestor that possessed this basic bone structure. Over time, natural selection modified these limbs for different purposes. This resulted in the diversity of limbs we see today. Another example of homology is found at the molecular level. Humans share a high percentage of their DNA with chimpanzees. We even share a surprising amount of DNA with bananas. These genetic similarities reflect our shared evolutionary history. Homology provides compelling evidence for evolution. It demonstrates that the diversity of life on Earth is not a random assortment of creatures. Instead, it is a result of descent with modification from common ancestors. The similarities we see across different species are a testament to this shared history. The fossil record provides a tangible record of life's history on Earth. Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of ancient organisms. They are found in sedimentary rock layers, with older layers lying beneath younger ones. By studying fossils, scientists can trace the evolution of life over millions of years. The fossil record is not complete. Fossilization is a rare event. Not all organisms are preserved. However, the fossils we do have provide a remarkable glimpse into the past. They show a clear progression from simpler to more complex life forms. One common misconception is the idea of missing links. Critics of evolution argue that the lack of transitional fossils disproves evolution. However, this argument misunderstands the nature of the fossil record. Imagine taking a road trip and snapping photos at various points along the way. These photos would document your journey, even if you didn't take a picture at every single mile marker. The fossil record is like this road trip. It provides snapshots of life's history, even with some gaps. The fossil record is constantly expanding. New discoveries are being made all the time. These discoveries are filling in the gaps in our understanding of life's history. The fossil record remains a powerful testament to the reality of evolution. Section 5. Mutations. The engine of change. Mutations are changes in an organism's DNA sequence. They are the ultimate source of genetic variation. Mutations can be caused by various factors. These include errors during DNA replication and exposure to radiation. Mutations are often portrayed as harmful. While some mutations can indeed be detrimental, they are also the driving force of evolution. Mutations can introduce new traits into a population. Most mutations are neutral, having no immediate effect. However, some mutations can be beneficial. They can give an organism an advantage in its environment. One example of a beneficial mutation is the development of antibiotic resistance in bacteria. Antibiotics kill bacteria by targeting specific cellular processes. However, mutations can arise that make bacteria resistant to these antibiotics. These resistant bacteria are more likely to survive and reproduce in the presence of antibiotics. This leads to the spread of antibiotic resistance, which is a major public health concern. The evolution of antibiotic resistance is a stark reminder of the power of mutations. Mutations provide the raw material for natural selection to act upon. Without mutations, there would be no genetic variation. Evolution would grind to a halt. Understanding the role of mutations is crucial for understanding the mechanisms of evolution. Section 6. Natural Selection in Action, the Peppered Moth. The peppered moth is a classic example of natural selection in action. This moth exists in two forms, a light-colored form and a dark-colored form. Before the Industrial Revolution, the light-colored form was more common. This was because it blended in well with the lichen-covered trees. However, during the Industrial Revolution, pollution from factories killed the lichen and blackened the trees. This gave the dark-colored moths a survival advantage. They were now better camouflaged from predators. As a result, the frequency of the dark-colored form increased dramatically. This change in moth coloration was not due to the moths consciously choosing to change color. It was a result of natural selection. The moths with the coloration that best suited their environment were more likely to survive and reproduce. The peppered moth example illustrates how natural selection can lead to rapid evolutionary change. It shows how changes in the environment can favor certain traits over others. This leads to changes in the genetic makeup of a population over time. Section 7. Beyond textbook examples, the case of horse evolution. Horse evolution is often portrayed as a linear progression from a small, four-toed ancestor to the large, single-toed animal we know today. While this simplification can be useful for illustrative purposes, it does not capture the true complexity of horse evolution. The fossil record of horses is actually quite rich. It shows a much more branching pattern of evolution. There were many different lineages of horses that lived at different times. Some lineages went extinct, others gave rise to the horses we see today. The traditional linear representation of horse evolution is an oversimplification. It fails to convey the dynamic nature of the evolutionary process. Evolution is not a straight line from point A to point B. It is a complex process involving branching lineages, dead ends, and adaptations to changing environments. The case of horse evolution highlights the importance of looking beyond simplified textbook examples. It reminds us that evolution is a messy and dynamic process. Section 8. Recent breakthroughs illuminating human evolution. Recent advancements in genetics and paleontology have revolutionized our understanding of human evolution. One groundbreaking discovery was made by Svante Pääbo, who won the 2022 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Pääbo pioneered the field of paleogenetics. He developed techniques to extract and analyze DNA from ancient bones. This allowed him to sequence the genomes of extinct human relatives, such as Neanderthals and Denisovans. Pääbo's work revealed that modern humans interbred with Neanderthals and Denisovans in the past. As a result, many people today carry a small percentage of Neanderthal or Denisovan DNA in their genomes. This discovery has profound implications for our understanding of human history and our place in the tree of life. These recent breakthroughs highlight the power of modern scientific techniques to unlock the secrets of our past. They demonstrate that our understanding of evolution is constantly evolving as new evidence comes to light. The study of human evolution is a dynamic field. There are still many mysteries to be uncovered. Section 9. Conclusion: the overwhelming evidence for evolution. The evidence for evolution is overwhelming. From the smallest vestigial organs to the grand tapestry of the fossil record, the natural world is replete with evidence for descent with modification. Homology reveals our shared ancestry. Mutations provide the raw material for change. Natural selection shapes the diversity of life. Recent advancements in genetics and paleontology continue to strengthen the theory of evolution. They provide unprecedented insights into the history of life on Earth. Understanding evolution is not just an academic exercise, it is crucial for addressing challenges such as antibiotic resistance and conservation biology. Evolution is the grand unifying theory of biology. It explains the diversity of life on Earth. It provides a framework for understanding the relationships between all living things. As we continue to explore the natural world, we can be confident that the evidence will continue to point towards the reality of evolution.